Hey everyone, it's me Gamerturk, and today let's talk about the upcoming 1.1 update for Genshin Impact, the actual contents of it in fact. As I mentioned a couple days ago, we do know quite a lot of stuff regarding the 1.1 update from its closed beta testing period. User Polonoid75 had quite the comprehensive list regarding the contents of V1.1, and I'll be following his list here as we go one by one. If you want to read through it yourself, I'll put the link to the Reddit post down below. But to give you a quick preview, we got more story quests, a new weekly boss in addition to the Boreas and Storm Terror, and a whole lot of new features and improvements. First off, I have to mention this is from the closed beta test of the update. As such, if there are issues with certain things, they may simply be held back until the future, or if they deem other changes to certain things, so do keep that in mind as we go through the list. None of these are actual promises. Hey there, Gamerturk from the future here. A lot of what I talk about in this video that I recorded a couple days ago have been confirmed in an official Bilibili stream earlier today, so from time to time I will be interjecting if I need to and just generally use updated images from the stream instead of closed beta test screenshots, as well as the trailer provided by IGN so far. Starting off with new story content, and I will keep this story bit spoiler free for you. The update will complete the chapter 1 story of Liyue and thus will feature a new boss fight against a character. This boss fight will be added to the list of weekly bosses that you can defeat once a week and earn high tier rewards, namely Boreas and Storm Terror, aka the Wolf, and the Dragon bosses that we have right now. Sadly, no confirmation so far about the individual character stories, but then again it's not like they absolutely have to release them with these big updates. We just recently got Mona character story chapter 1 this Monday, and I do feel like it's better for them to release these character stories during content drops anyways. Well, the story expansion itself is a bit short. I personally found it weird in the first place that the Liyue story did not even get a conclusion in the main game release, but I guess it's more about completing the story rather than expanding, which is understandable. Corona hit everywhere quite hard. I'm really glad about the addition of a new weekly though. As a Destiny player, I've been trained to consider weekly reset days to be holidays with all the big reward stuff I get to do after a weekly reset, and getting a third one in Genshin Impact is only good news for me. That's another 15 minutes I'll spend having a good time and good rewards before I go back to mindless grind again. I just hope they add more weeklies in the future too. Now, new features and quality of life improvements are much bigger than the story additions. First off, and the most notable addition, a reputation system for each region is arriving. For now it's just Liyue and Mondstadt, but hopefully more in the future as well. An additional progression layer that aims to make your usual grind a little bit more rewarding. You'll be getting special cooking as well as blacksmith and alchemy recipes for new items, as well as customization options like a new glider and the like. Polonoid states that your progress so far in regards to a region mastery is already tracked, so if you've been playing already since launch day, your efforts so far will also count towards the new reputation system. Hey there, future me again, and yes, these were all confirmed in today's stream too. Along with your exploration progress, bounties and requests will be arriving for the reputation system too, which really reminds me of Destiny, especially the rep system we had in Destiny 1 specifically. D2 never hit a sweet spot in that sense, so I'm certainly glad with the implications of the rep system Genshin is introducing being similar to Destiny 1. Other smaller quality of life improvements are being able to lock weapons and artifacts to not dismantle them. Thank God this is being implemented faster than Bungie implemented it in Destiny. Took them an entire year to do it in D1. There will be something like a glossary for animals and plants coming if you want to read a bit more on them. A camera lock feature is coming that will prevent your camera to constantly decide running itself into the grass. This is a tiny one, not sure how much it will affect things, but if you're leveling up a weapon and end up with excess XP, that excess XP will be turned into ores again if possible. Well, it is small. I do hope this will affect character XP too, and for the love of God, while you're at it, add some crystals or accessories for the love of God. Now this is a big one. Currently when you send characters on an expedition, that character is no longer accessible to be in your roster. This is gonna be changing with the update, which means I can finally bring my Chongyun, Fischl and Bennett into my party, because I've been using them exclusively for ore expeditions so far thanks to their shorter expedition time. Changes to the resin system. Aside from the officially announced change of increasing resin cap to 160, the 1.1 closed beta test has a feature to create an item called condensed resin. This allows you to store your daily resin for another day if you don't feel like playing that particular day. You just turn your resin into condensed resin and store it in your inventory instead and let your original resin charge back up as usual. Supposedly, you'll also be able to spend concentrated resin to gain more rewards from domains, and more efficiency in a single run is always good news. So basically, if you look at the previous conversion screenshot, 80 original resin turned into 2 concentrated resin, which means by using a single concentrated one, you're technically using 40 original resin, so double cost, double reward. Moving on to the new characters, and you're gonna have to excuse me for my pronunciation if they're off. I am not all that familiar with Chinese pronunciations, which have honestly very weird English spellings in my opinion, and playing the game in Japanese to realize most Chinese names are changed into other names in the Japanese dub sure doesn't make it any easier for me. Anyways, first off, Zhongli will be arriving as a 5-star Geo polearm user. I believe he was quite the source of hype for quite some time now. According to Polonoid's post, his animations will be unique to him compared to Xiangling, and at this point I'll just be reading what he wrote specifically. His charged attack makes him teleport forwards as energy spears rain in his path. His elemental skill can be pressed to create a monolith with area of effect damage, or held to cause a burst around him, destroying geo-element objects like shields or ore immediately. His elemental burst summons a meteor, which turns enemies to stone, works like the frozen effect. His abilities scale with max HP, and he has the passive of returning 15% of ore used to craft polearms. Next up, Kilde is also a 5-star character, a Hydro bow user. His basic attack are the usual bow stuff, but his elemental skill replaces his ranged bow with melee dual knives and polearm. Seems like his skill has no cooldown period, so you are free to switch between physical and elemental however and whenever you want, and this affects his elemental burst ability as well. If Kilde has his bow out, he shoots a water arrow, applying a debuff on the enemy and refunding a portion of his elemental energy. This special debuff acts as a setup for a second elemental burst that you use when you are in the elemental melee mode. This one consumes the special debuff to deal even more damage on the enemy. His passive is to increase the basic attack talent of everyone by 1 level, which reminds me I should start getting those talents up after I finish leveling up my main 4. Xinyan is a 4-star Pyro Claymore user and a Rockstar from Liyue. Normal basic attack combo, elemental skill swings her guitar, and the more people she hits with the swing, the stronger the shield she gets, the potency of which also scales with her defense stat. Elemental burst feels very similar to the Geo Traveler, plays her guitar to create a shockwave, dealing knockback, and setting the ground ablaze. Her passive ability is a 12% chance to gain double product from defense foods. And last but not least, Diona is a 4-star cryo bow user and is the daughter of Draf from Springvale. I'm sure you've met him already during the Xiangling cooking story. Normal basic attack combo, whereas her elemental burst throws a drink at enemies that damages them and heals your allies when they are standing in the area it creates on the ground. Sadly, Polonoid was not able to find any info on her elemental skill. That's it for the new characters, and moving on to the items now. There'll be 5 new 5-star weapons, 1 for each type, and being me, I am still in the process of collecting characters, so it'll probably be a long time before I start pulling for weapons. The ability of these 5 weapons are supposed to be uniform, and the one in the screenshot states increases shield strength by 20%, for 8 seconds after landing a hit, increase attack by 4%, max 5 stacks, 0.3 seconds per proc. In addition, when protected by a shield, increase the above attack buff effect by 100%, so certainly feels like some serious shield meta is coming to really unleash your Geo characters. Aside from the weapons, a new portable teleporter item is coming, which you can set up at a location of your choosing, and it'll stay there for 7 days for a maximum. An anemo bottle that'll let you catch the wind generating wisp thingies to release them wherever you want to create some wind currents, a food bag that'll let you hotkey 2 food items, and I am curious how this is gonna work on consoles, as you can imagine. We kinda have a shortage of buttons there. Portable cooking pot that lets you cook anywhere. But this one's big. Regional talismans and compasses are coming. The talismans will let you track oculi, whereas compasses will help you track down chests, so those of you running for region completion will have a field day when 1.1 arrives. New events and rewards, well, the referral event is mentioned here, but it's already live as of the writing of this script already. There will be a food delivery event looking very similar to the current Marvelous Merchandise quote-unquote event, which I really find it hard for me to call these events. That they're mini events at most, but anything for more Primogems, so I can't really complain. Still, they should really call these mini events. Next up, gliding event. Now this feels like an actual event here. There will be 7 racetracks and you will be scored on your time and via bonus tokens you collect around the track. You'll gain rewards for bronze, silver and gold medals respectively. Polonoid sadly was not able to find more specific info on the final event on the list, the Unreturned Star event, and here I cut myself off from the future as we got more info on the event during the stream today. This event will feature 3 separate stages on its own and these stages will be released over time. The event will feature plenty of rewards including Primogems and important materials to upgrade your characters, talents and weapons, as well as a free official unit that is earnable from the event. That is all we know so far for Genshin Impact Update 1.1, which will be arriving on November 11th, unlike what we knew earlier as the 13th. If you're a casual player, make sure to reach Adventure Rank 20 by then. I have been warning everyone about this for quite some time, yet I see people still not caring much for their Adventure Rank, but these are your final 2 weeks to get a free Barbara. You'll get your free Barbara if you reach Adventure Rank 20 before 1.1 arrives. The grind to 20 is not that hard or time consuming, so do make sure you grind for a day or 2 for Adventure Rank if you haven't reached 20 already. Please do so before November 11. Polonoid also gave some additional information on future updates, specifically 1.2 scheduled for December 23 and 1.3 scheduled for February 11, but for now we know quite little about them, so I do recommend checking the post to see what little info we have. A huge thanks to Polonoid on the Genshin Impact subreddit, of course, for compiling all the info we got in a single thread, of course. And to add from the future, a huge thanks to MyTees on the sub as well for compiling all the information from today's stream. I will be linking that thread in the description too for you to check. There's even a code for global players to get 160 Primogems. But that's it for today. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more Genshin Impact content. Consider becoming a channel member or a patron to support what I do here. And of course, thank you very much to all my channel members and patrons. I'll see you all next time. Until then, stay cool, travelers.